Today on BTV News Channel 3, COVID and grades, how the pandemic is affecting Benjamin students when it comes to raising their GPA.
Plus, the college process. As seniors finalize where they will be studying at the next level, juniors have just begun meeting with their college counselors as they prepare to apply to universities and colleges of their choice.
And in BTV Sports, we have once again hit the Daily Double. 2 sports stories to bring you as Matt Roundtree takes a look at the boys lacrosse team, as well as a preview of the 2021 track squad.
Hello everyone, and welcome to BTV News. I'm Tyler Taplett.
And I'm Catherine Civitella. You give us 15 minutes and we'll give you the latest news that affects you and the Benjamin School.
Plenty to bring you today, including a little myth busting, as we shed some light on a few of the biggest misconceptions about wearing a mask. But first, our top story. Well, it has almost been a year since Benjamin, Florida, and the nation went on lockdown due to the coronavirus. And as our country and our school have opened back up, there are many protective policies in place to help keep us safe. From wearing masks and social distancing in the classroom to remote learning, some Benjamin students have found that COVID is having a direct impact on their grades. BTV's Troy Ackerley found out how your grades can stop from taking a pandemic plunge.
As 2021 gets underway, the lasting effects of COVID-19 are still felt throughout Benjamin. While the students are now accustomed to the policies enacted last semester to limit the threat of the virus, the difficulties it poses are still a concern for many.
Not really study methods, but definitely grades. Math's a little harder, just paying attention and stuff, I guess, yeah.
COVID has affected my grades and study methods because when I was online, it was a lot harder to see teachers and get help, so my grades were affected by that.
Teachers are working through the challenge of instructing the classroom with social distancing policies and online learners.
I usually keep my classes in groups instead of in these sterile rows that we have to be in. So the class participation, I think, is a little less than I desire right now because I like students in groups so they can feed off each other and ask each other questions and quiz each other instead of everything being me having to start conversations and all. So it's been quite an adventure trying to get students more engaged, I guess you could say.
Administration reflects on how both Benjamin students and education as a whole has been affected by COVID.
At Benjamin, we've done a really good job and it has minimally affected learning. I think those students who are staying at home might feel disconnected, so in some ways the social emotional part of learning has been affected. But I know clearly in the world of education, it has really affected the kids who are staying at home to the fact that they've almost lost a full year of learning this past year. And I think as a nation we're going to see some real issues going forward.
Students and teachers alike share some useful tips and tricks to help the students in the last semester of this year.
If you're online, use after school Zoom to see your teachers if you have any issues.
Pay attention in class. Even in the block periods that get a little long, make sure that whether you're in class or you're on Zoom being remote, that you stay engaged in class, that you do ask questions.
Despite the difficulties protecting the school from COVID, students and staff are trying their best to continue the educational process here at Benjamin. Reporting for BTV News Channel 3, I am Troy Ackerley.
Thank you, Troy. Well, it can be tough enough on freshmen adapting to the high school environment. Mix in COVID and all the safety procedures in place here at the upper school, and the tough just got tougher. So how is the class of 2024 coping with everything? Glad you asked. BTV's Andrew Lappin has the answers.
This year, school has been changed by the effects of COVID-19, which has made it harder for freshmen to adjust into high school. After the first semester, it seems that freshmen have learned how to manage their work, free time, and daily routines. The first semester of high school was a large adjustment for many students.
I think I struggled a bit just in trying to gauge my time management and how much work I have to focus on in order to be successful. But once I got that down, I think the transition was pretty smooth other than that.
The adjustment to the second semester has been tough for many students.
I think people are getting more used to the high school, even without COVID, just like high school in general. And also we're getting used to wearing masks and everything. It's a different year, but I think, you got to enjoy high school, especially freshmen too. So I've been trying to stay active and, try to be involved in the community, but, I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's going to be good.
My study habits have changed from the first semester to the second semester in a few ways. I'm used to memorizing facts or information that I'm given, but now without the teachers kind of holding our hands and telling us exactly what's going to be on the assessments or what we need to know, it's kind of on us as students to be taking notes in class, paying attention, and studying the notes that we take, and as well as using different worksheets and homework materials provided to study for assessments in the class, as well as be successful.
Teachers can also be a large help to the students.
My teachers have helped me adjust by always being there after school for help and by giving us packets and making sure that we understand all of the notes for various tests that we take throughout the year.
Like at the middle school with ETC, they're pretty open with you coming in after school or during any time to, ask for extra help, like whether it's your study hall or lunch. I think they're doing a really good job with that. And also, just being supportive, especially freshmen, because it's new to us. I think they're doing a good job of helping us out and trying to give us the best ways possible to succeed.
It is clear that as the school year progresses, freshmen are getting more acclimated to high school. They have come a long way so far, and they still have many adjustments to make to shape them into perfect students. Reporting for BTV News Channel 3, I'm Andrew Lappin.
Thank you, Andrew. The effects of COVID have been felt everywhere at the upper school, including the college process. Seniors have navigated through many changes to get accepted at colleges and universities all over the country. BTV's Andrew Schwartz caught up with some of them to find out where they will be taking their talents to.
The seniors ending their final semester in a couple months, many now know which colleges they'll be attending.
I'm going to Yale University because their combination of academics and athletics are second to none, and I feel like I would be best there and through my football career and my academic career after football.
I chose Jacksonville because I was getting looks from schools up north, but I really didn't have too much interest in going up north because I'm not a big fan of the cold and I love Florida.
COVID-19 affected many parts of their senior year, especially the college process.
I was supposed to go on visits before I committed, but COVID kind of ruined all that, so we went virtual FaceTimes, virtual visits and everything. But it was basically like I was there, and I saw Yale virtually, and I thought that's the place I want to be for the next 4 years.
The biggest impact was the lack of ability to visit college campuses. It forced colleges to spend more time and effort on their virtual tours and what they had available for students to connect. So there were a lot of options for open houses, meeting with professors, student panels. That was all done via Zoom.
Seniors give advice to juniors that are now starting their process.
Just grind out junior year, get your grades up, and finish strong.
Come and see us. We want to get to know you. We want to spend time with you. And the best way to do that is to make appointments and spend that physical time with us, whether you're via Zoom or in person with us.
Congratulations to all the seniors who are already into college, and good luck to the juniors who are starting their process. Reporting for BTV News Channel 3, I'm Andrew Schwartz.
Thanks, Andrew. The class of 2022 is beginning to know exactly what the seniors went through to get accepted into college. The juniors have just begun the college process with the help of Benjamin's outstanding college counseling office. I got a first-hand peek into some of the changes juniors will encounter during the year-long process.
The college process has now begun for the juniors with the beginning of meetings with their college counselors. College counselors have been meeting with the juniors to look into prospective colleges and universities for the students.
We've been kind of going over some of the tools in CFlow. I've been showing them how to set up meetings, been checking that we can text them, which is one of the features in that. We've been going over course selections, which is really important this time of year. We want to make sure that all our juniors graduate, and we also want to make sure they're taking the classes that they want to be in, and that they're also competitive college applicants. And then we've been talking about what colleges they're interested in, what their favorite classes are, who are the teachers that know them best, what activities they're doing. Sometimes we've been talking about testing. So we have a wide range of things that we've been talking about. And then in the months ahead, we'll kind of dig into those subjects a little bit more deeper.
College counselors have been using a program called CFlow to communicate with the juniors about meetings and prospective college interests.
They're able to have a college search function where they can look up different bits of information about colleges, take virtual tours, see pictures. They can also look at scattergrams, which tells students Benjamin-only data based on their test scores and their grades, who's been admitted, who's been denied, or who's been waitlisted at certain schools. So that's a really interesting piece of data that they can look at, and that graph tells them, based on those two data points, whether or not they might be admitted or not into the university. And they can also take different surveys, personality surveys, and be able to schedule meetings with their counselor. That's actually a really interesting new feature where they can go on and request a meeting and look and see when we're free.
Students believe their meetings with their college counselor have been beneficial in starting their college admissions process.
So in my college counseling meeting, we went over my schedule for next year, and then we just talked about my past grades and colleges that I might be interested in, and majors and future careers that I might be interested in, and just my plan for the upcoming year.
As you can see, the meetings between the juniors and their college counselors have proven to be effective in initiating the college process. Reporting for BTV News, Channel 3, I'm Tyler Taplett.
Thanks, Tyler, and we hope everyone's college application process goes as smooth as possible. We are coming to step aside for a moment, but plenty more ahead when BTV continues.
That's right, we double dip with the Benjamin track team as they prepare for their 2021 season. And also visit with the boys lacrosse team as they look to overcome the injury bug and make another run at a state title. BTV Sports when we come back.
Hey Taylor, the whales need your help.
I love whales. Let's protect those whales! Ah! Ah!
Now the rhinos need your help.
Rhinos. I'm trying to help! Ah!
It's hard to be an eco-warrior, but it's easy to drive like one. Introducing the most fuel-efficient crossover, the Kia Niro.
Oh, come on!
Hey, it's Jason Taylor, former Miami Dolphin.
Screen pass intercepted by Jason Taylor. Taylor on the return. He needs a block on Brad Johnson. Touchdown!
BTV Sports is coming up next.
Hello everyone and welcome to BTV Sports. This is Sports Without Schwartz. I'm Matt Roundtree bringing you everything that is Benjamin athletics. The Benjamin sports scene has entered its final season as spring sports gets underway. And for the Benjamin track team, that means picking up where it left off last year. Practicing and competing with COVID safety protocols, BTV's Sydney Steinger found out how they are adjusting to another unusual season.
The track team has hit the field running, with a great start to the season as athletes are eager to get back on the field. With limits to other sports seasons due to COVID, the track team is hoping this season will run smoothly.
As you can imagine, it's tough trying to train and kind of follow protocols, but luckily for us, with us being an outdoor sport, we're not hindered as much with training. So the kids are able to continue to work out as they normally would and not be impacted as much as an indoor sport would be.
Well, we're following safety guidelines. We always have masks on before we come out here. Everybody's staying about a good distance away from each other, and we're pushing through right now.
The team is hoping to have regular meets and meet their athletic goals while following safety guidelines.
Well, to start, it actually ended our track season last year, so that was a big effect, and I haven't actually seen a lot of the kids since about a year ago. This year, hopefully it doesn't affect us too much. Just trying to follow the protocols, and we can't control it, so we're just going to go out and compete, and hopefully it doesn't affect us.
The team is predicting a successful season as they have worked hard to improve their strengths and weaknesses.
We're all running a lot, and I know we're running on the weekends and making sure that we're recovering well so that we can do all our workouts during the week.
We're cheering on the track team this season and can't wait to see how far they go. Reporting for BTV News Channel 3, I'm Sydney Steinger.
Thank you, Sydney, and good luck to all the track and field athletes as they get their 2021 season underway. Well, The Benjamin boys lacrosse team is also facing obstacles in their quest for a state title. Not only tough opponents and COVID restrictions, but the injury bug as well. Catherine Civitella fills us in.
With the men's lacrosse team season quickly approaching, the team is getting back into the swing of everything. Many classmen are stepping up and being a big part of this year's team.
So defensively, we've just been working on communicating and getting the ball to the other side of the field so that we're able to get it in our offensive hands and get it to people that we trust so we're able to get some goals.
Despite the boys lacrosse team having many injuries, such as team captain Trevor Natalie out with a hurt ankle, the team is learning to adjust.
This year, big difference in last year and the year before. Corona, taking full effect this year. We're also going through a little bit more adversity. Two of our main players, on offensive side have been hurt. Hopefully we'll be able to get them back in a few weeks, but even with them out, we're still looking pretty strong. We're still trying to bond more, but I think we got a promising season.
The lacrosse team is working very hard on and off the field to maintain the Benjamin expectations of a student athlete.
I think we're going to do pretty well. We struggled through injury a lot recently in the beginning of the season, through broken ankles and stuff, but we get through that. I think we're going to do okay as a team. John Dretman has a broken clavicle. Joey Tushman has a torn labrum. Peyton Suku has a concussion. Brett Salich has something wrong with him. And I think we get through all of that through teamwork.
After the boys' Benjamin lacrosse team beat Jupiter Christian 15-7, the school continues to wish them luck. Reporting for BTV News Channel 3, I'm Catherine Civitella.
Thank you, Catherine. The boys take to the field again tonight as they travel to face the Pine School. Face-off is at 4 p.m. Their next home game is tomorrow at noon as the Bucks play host to John Carroll. That is a look at BTV Sports. Back over to you, Tyler and Catherine.
Thank you, Matt. That is going to do it for us. As always, we thank you for joining us, and we'll see you here after spring break.
For Tyler Taplett, Matt Roundtree, and the entire BTV News crew, I'm Catherine Civitella, leaving you as we bust some myths on wearing a mask with Dr. Haley. See you soon, Benjamin.
Hi, I'm Dr. Haley, and today we're going to talk about some myths regarding wearing masks. The first myth I want to address is the myth that if you're not sick, you don't need to wear a mask. Now, we know that people are often most contagious just before symptoms begin, so we have a lot of asymptomatic transmissions, and that means that even if you don't feel sick, you could potentially transfer the virus. So the second myth is wearing a cloth mask does not protect you from COVID-19. The truth is that all the research we've looked at suggests that it in fact does. In fact, there was one study about a hairdresser who had COVID, had symptoms, and all of the customers who came in that day did not get it because they were all wearing masks. So myth number 3 is that wearing a mask will increase the amount of carbon dioxide that you breathe and therefore make you sick. We know this isn't true because we have a number of medical professionals who wear masks all day long over the course of their jobs, and they're absolutely fine. So these masks are totally breathable, you're in no danger. Myth number 4 is if I'm wearing a mask, I don't need to practice social distancing. And the truth is these masks are incredible, an important tool to prevent coronavirus transmission. However, they're not 100% effective, meaning that we also need to keep our distance to keep us all safe. So in closing, wear your mask, wear it right.